coming back home.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to show you some tips and tricks about embroidery. And I am by no means a professional in any sense. I have been embroidering for maybe a year and a half, I think, so I'm still relatively new, and I just wish that I knew this stuff when I first started. So this is why I'm making this video. And also, if you did not know, I have an Etsy store, and in that Etsy store I just sell embroidered clothes. I'm thinking about selling stickers too, and like I think I'm gonna try doing, I ordered some tote bags off Amazon, so I'm gonna do hand painted tote bags. So if you guys want to see any of that stuff, or you just want to check it out and support me and heart any of the items I make, then please look at the link down below. So the first thing I want to talk about embroidery, of course, is the embroidery hoop. So right now I'm actually working on a shirt for my friend, and he wanted a sushi on it, so I'm gonna add a face on it later. I think it's really cute, but the hoops really depend on what you— so again, with the hoops, I just wanted to say that again, think about the size, and depending on the size of the hoop you get, you can determine what you want to make. So if you're making something like pins or like embroidering a shirt, like a small little detail like this, then I would suggest like a 3 or even 2-inch hoop, because I feel like that's just a more suitable size. And the around 6-inch hoops, I usually do wall decor with this. This is one of them. It's not done yet. I'm gonna do a big tutorial in the middle, and I have a few other pictures of some wall decor I did. I'll put them up on the screen. And I think that, like, again, with like the larger hoops, you can do like larger projects with it. So you just have to like kind of think about what you want to do. I recommend starting off with like a smaller hoop first, because I feel like when you're embroidering, it's a very long and tedious process, so you should probably like start off small so you can finish smaller projects down and like get used to it and get practice, instead of working on like a huge ginormous project, right? Is that a word? A huge project. So this is just easier. You're gonna be done with it more quickly. So the next thing that I want to talk about is needles, and I don't know if you can see this, but I will do definitely a close-up on it. And you probably just need embroidery needles. You could also use, I think, sewing needles. It's just that it's going to be like a little bit harder to put the thread through. So yeah, these are relatively cheap. You can get them from Michael's, Joann, any kind of fabric store, and even the dollar store, they sell them. So the next thing I want to talk about, of course, is embroidery thread. So this is my opened embroidery thread. So this is just like the threads I've opened already. So a tip I have for you is that when you open embroidery thread, please try to write like the number of the thread onto the actual, I forgot what this is called, like spool. And yeah, if you put the number, it's so much easier to find the number at a craft store. So this is 800 and it's blue. So when I go to the craft store, if I ever run out of this, I can just look at the number on the tag itself. So what I mean by that is that every single embroidery thread that you get comes in like this little spool, and it has a number on it. I will do close-ups of everything. So again, when you go to the store, you can just look for the number instead of trying to color match it, because when you color match it, like the lighting might be different, and when you get home you realize that's not exactly the thread that you were looking for. The box that I have here is just a really simple, like, I think bead box from Michael's, and I got it like a year ago. They're relatively cheap. I think this is like $3, and it keeps everything really organized. But yeah, so back to the thread. I have this actually big bag of unopened thread. So I got this big bag from Amazon. I'll link it down below, and it comes with like a lot of different assortments of colors. And I do recommend this if you're starting out, but I noticed that the colors in each like bundle, they're just not that well curated, if that makes sense, because some of the colors are kind of ugly and I would not buy them on their own. But if you're starting out, I think this is a good substantial like start to how you should like to get the embroidery threads that you want and have a lot of options. But after a while, I think going to the store and buying them for like less than 50 cents would be a better option. So one of the few last things that I want to talk about is actually the fabric that you're using to embroider on. So again, I'm using, oh, that's backwards. I'm using this thread, this like fabric. It's like a linen fabric, and I got a whole bunch of it off of Amazon, and like this fabric is beautiful. It's like really good to embroider on, and it was so cheap because like linen is actually very expensive. So if you want to make like curtains out of this, or like even like a shirt, I was thinking about making a shirt out of it, you could, and it's like so affordable. I'll leave a link down below for it. And the only thing I have to say about this is actually that I made a pin the other day. Well, I was trying to make a pin, and this is one of them. I think I'm just going to switch over to using felt instead of using this linen fabric because it pills a lot, if you can see. It's super cute though. So this is a really good starting fabric to use, but I think that if you're making pins or something smaller, you should use felt, because felt, when you cut it, it's like not gonna like pill, or it's gonna like unravel. So if you are going to embroider shirts like I do, I usually embroider shirts and sweatshirts. So again, I'm making this for my friend. I got this from Amazon. It is just a small, it came with a two pack for I think $10, which was relatively cheap. And when you're looking for t-shirts to embroider, or even sweaters, I think it's a little bit harder with t-shirts. Try not to get like 100% cotton, because cotton is a very like thin, like I don't know how to explain it. It's like it's not durable to hold onto the fabric when you're embroidering, because it kind of scrunches up the fabric altogether. So try to find something that has like a little bit like, is rather a heavy like knit kind of fabric, or like something that has a little bit more polyester in it. And yeah, I've also been going thrifting a lot, and that also helps with the environment to renew some old clothing. That you could also do that. The last thing I want to talk about is something I actually don't have, but I think that it's worth mentioning and investing in. I think I'm gonna actually order it off Amazon today, but it is basically, I think, a water stabilizer. I'm not sure what the name is. I'll put it on the screen, and I'll also put a picture and everything. But basically it is like, again, when I was talking about like if the fabric is too thin, it's not best to embroider on because it's not going to stay stable. It is like this like film or like paper that you sew onto that keeps everything stable, and it doesn't make the fabric scrunch up. And the best part about it is that when you wash it or you just put it in water, it goes away. So it like completely dissolves, and this is so good for when you are also drawing onto your t-shirt or your fabric, the design. So usually when I draw on fabrics on design, like over here you can see there's a white line because I use a white gel pen, and sometimes it doesn't get completely covered. So when you have a stabilizer like that, it's just so convenient because you won't have to worry about any lines that are going to be showing, and also it's just super stable. It's thundering. It's been raining for 3 days. I don't know why. That is it for this video. It is just a very basic, really quick video. I'm just telling you guys all the supplies that you might need, and let me know if you guys ever want a tutorial about basic stitches, and I can do that.